Krishna, 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hari Haraya Namah, Krishna Yadavaya Namah. Hari Haraya Namah, Krishna Yadavaya Namah. Yadavaya Madhavaya Keshavaya Namah. Gopal Govinda Ram Shri Madhusudana Giridhari Gopinath Madana Moha. Hari Haraya Namah, Krishna Yadavaya Namah. Yadavaya Madhavaya Keshavaya Namah. Gopal Govinda Ram Shri Madhusudana Giridhari Gopinath Madana Mohan. Shri Chaitanya Nityananda Shri Advaita Sita Hari Guru Vaishnava Bhagavata Gita Shri Rupa Sanatana Bhatt Raghunatha Shri Jiva Gopala Bhatt Dasa Raghunatha Ichai Gosai Kori Charana Vandana Jahita Vigna Nash Abhishta Purana Ichai Gosai Jaha Muritar Dasa Tasa Bara Padarenu Mora Panchagrasa Tadera Charan Se Bhi Bhakta Sane Basa Janama Janama Ho Abhilasha इच्छाई गोसाई जब ब्रज कोइला भास राधा कृष्ण नित्य लीला कोरिला प्रकाश आनंद बोलो हरि भज वृंदावन श्री गोविंद गोपीनाथ मदन मोहन श्री गुरु वैष्णव पद माजिया मान Shri Guru Vaishnava Pada Padma Koriyasa Nama Sankirtana Kohe Norotamada Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Jayo Radha, Shama Sundar Radha, Shama Sundar Shri Radhe. Jayo Krishna, Balaram. Krishna Balaram, Krishna Balaram, Jayo Krishna Balaram, Jayo Gauranitai, 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 Jayo Gauranitai, Jaya Jaya Prabhupada.
Can we take some?
Prabhupada, Jaya Jaya.
Go.
Separate करेंगे कलर.
Okay, let's go.
Krishna, am I audible?
Shall I take it?
I'll take it.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram. Is the voice clear, audible to everyone?
Yes, Prabhu.
Thank you so much. Om Jnana Timirandhasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurun Militam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parichana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhan Vitamscha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavanishwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामिनिति नामिने नमस्ते सरस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात् देशतारिणे मूकं करोति वाचालं पङ्गुं लङ्घयते गिरिं यत्कृपातमहं वन्दे श्रीगुरु दीनतारिणं परमानन्दमाधवं श्रीचैतन्य ईश्वरम् गुरुवे गौरचन्द्राय राधिकाय तदालये कृष्णाय कृष्णभक्ताय तद्भक्ताय नमो नमः नमः पङ्कजनाभाय नमः पङ्कजमालिने नमः पङ्कजनेत्राय नमस्ते पङ्कजाङ्घ्रि कृष्णावर्णं तुषाकृष्णं साङ्गोपाङ्गास्त्रपार्षदं यज्ञैः सङ्कीर्तनप्रायजन्तीः सुमेधसः देवदेव जगन्नाथ प्रपन्नार्ति विनाशनम त्राहि मां पुंडरीकाक्षां पतितं सागरे नीलाचल निवासाय नित्याय परमात्मने बलभद्रा सुभद्राभ्यां जगन्नाथाय ते नमः मलिने मोचनं पुंसां जलस्नान दिने दिने सकृद्गीतामृतस्नान संसारमलनाशनं हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे ओम सर्वे भवन्तु सुखिनः सर्वे सन्तु निरामया सर्वे भद्राणि पश्यन्तु मा कश्चित् दुःखभाग् भवेत् पंचकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः Hare Krishna, dear worshipable devotees, thank you again for taking out your valuable time on a Saturday morning where you had could do zillions of things in the world, but you still chose to give your wonderful association to read and hear Bhagavad Gita. Thank you. Ishda Mataji, Rashmi Mataji, and now I see more devotees have joined. Vijaya Mataji, Manjalali Priya, Karthik Prabhu, Vinita Mataji, Ranganathan Mataji, Abhishek and Avinash Prabhu, and everyone. Thank you so much. This is the best thing we can do, right? This is the best thing we can do to hear about Bhagavad Gita. This is called Bhagavad Gita Upanishad. We may have been heard or hearing this word upavas, right? Upavas. Vas means to reside. Up means to sit close. So Hari Upavas means to sit close to Hari. Ekadashi and other Upavas. Similarly, Upanishad means to sit close and hear a secret. Now you may wonder what's a secret. This is the best secret of all secrets because the secret is open secret, but no one wants to open this secret. This why it's so open because everyone is so busy in opening other things which are dry, which are of no good. They just bind us further and further in the cycle of birth and death. But this is so easily available, yet is the open secret. So, but all of you are very, very inquisitive, interested, humble devotees who are eager to hear. And if you're not building a rocket behind the scenes, you can keep your cameras on so I can see your wonderful lotus faces like Sudhir Prabhu and Shardul Prabhuji and Mataji. Are so grateful to have you. So anyone remembers what we heard last time in chapter 4? We completed chapter 4. Now we'll begin chapter 5 today, but we want to take a quick recap of what we learned or what we discussed so that we don't just read new things, but also try to, smarana. After Shravan, do smaran also to remember what we learned last time. Anyone wants to share one or two quick points? No one? Everyone? See, it's therefore, one devotee was saying that every time, one devotee gave a class, Gauranga Prabhu was telling the Atma serial, he used to give class, and he said, and he was telecasting on ZTV way back, like 10 years back, 20 years back, something. And then one devotee said, Prabhuji, this time you gave the class, it was so nice, much better than last time. And then next year he said, Prabhu, this year's class was even amazing than last year. And then Prabhu said that actually they're just repeating the same thing. It's already recorded, they repeat the same thing. But this is the beauty of Kali Yuga. So anyone remembers, jokes apart? So what was the acronym? Just to give a quick summary of chapter 4. Who remembers the acronym or the key things we discussed?
Years.
Ears, yes, Shravanam. Very good, Avinash Prabhu. So what's the E for?
Eternal.
Eternal education. Evam parampara praptam. This is coming from Krishna. This is not just some 50-year-old book or some 5,000-year-old book. This is coming eternal education. This does not change. So coming from the parampara system, evam parampara praptam. And then A is for accurate understanding. So who is the Supreme Lord? What are the demigods? Who is the Supreme Controller? They are all part and parcel, yet they are subordinate. They're not independent or superior to the Supreme Lord. So, and then R. Who remembers the R? R is for removing the reactions. How to do action. In action. How do we act so that the reactions of this world or the reactions of that activity will not cause bondage? Rather, that same action will lead to transcendental reaction. That means back home, back to Godhead. And what is that science? We will continue this whole first chapter 3, 4, 5, and 6 also. Primarily, they're talking about 3, 4, 5 karma yoga. How to do this akarma, how to not give up the activity, but rather give up the enjoying spirit, or give up the proprietorship, or give up the spirit that I am the doer, I am the controller, I am the enjoyer. And then it leads to that engagement, or entanglement, that leads to entanglement to the reactions. Then that person has to either reap the good fruits, go up to upper planet systems, and then come back to grind, or go down to hellish planets. So rather than being bought or caught up in the cycle, we do the activities which will remove all the reaction. And the S is what? S is the sacrifices. Yes, so different kinds of sacrifices. We discuss about sacrifice for brahmachari, for grihastha, for ashtanga yoga, dravya yoga, karma yoga. And then ultimate, what is the most simplest and the sublime process of sacrifice in Kali Yuga? The chanting of the holy name. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. By offering whatever we have, Manasa Deha Geha Jokichu Amor, Arpita Tula Pada Nanda Kishore. Oh Krishna, Nanda Kishore, whatever I have put my stamps, oh, this home is mine, oh, this car is mine, this property is mine, this intelligence is mine, this wealth is mine, this degree is mine. Jokichu more, whatever stamps I have put, I offer at your lotus feet. Arpita Pada Tula Tava Nanda Kishore. This is the real conscience. This is a real sacrifice. So, and that's, we will continue to study that. Shall we move ahead for today by opening the doors of chapter number 5? Is everyone ready? So your audios are off, videos are off. I hope you're ready. Okay, so let's see who will like to recite this wonderful verse. Text number 1, Karma Yoga, Action in Krishna Consciousness. You can raise your hands if you want to read, or speak the translation. If you don't raise your hand, I won't see you, but if you raise your hand, then you will come in the front, then I'll be able to see you because I'm using only one screen. Anyone wants to read text 1? Yes, Vasudhi Mataji.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Dhanyavat Pranam. Text 1. Arjuna Uvacha Sannyasam Karmanam Krishna Punar Yogam Cha Samsasi Yach Shreyat Itayar Ekam Tanme Bruhi Sunishchitam. Will I read the translation? Will I read the translation, Prabhuji?
Yes, please.
Arjuna said, O Krishna, first of all, you ask me to renounce work, and then again you recommend work with devotion. Now, will you kindly tell me definitely which of the two is more beneficial? Back to Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, thank you so much. Anyone remembers any other verse in Bhagavad Gita which is very similar to this? Navya, what's 2.7?
Prabhuji, it is Karpanya dosha bhata svabhava vricha mitvan dharma samura cheta Treshyanishtitam rohitanme Srishyasti samsadimam dvam prapannam.
Very nice. If you observe the last line, very similar, right? Yat shreyasya nishchitam bruhitan me. Bruhitan me. Yes, shreya, shreyas. Don't give me prayas, give me shreyas. What is prayas? Short-term benefit, right? For a child, a prayas could be eating a chocolate. For a, any short-term gratification. Giving up the long term, not thinking about the long term consequences. For if a child is only eating and playing and eating and just no regular habits, then the child would not pass the exam. Long term, the child would suffer, and then the child would not get any good job. But that's also prayers for a limited lifespan. For maybe 10, 20 years, it may be relatively shreyas. But for a long term, for the eternity, because soul is eternal, we are not the body. For eternity, the real shreyas is thinking, what's my next destination? What will happen to me? Because this body is going to die, right? Jatasya dhruva mrityu dhruva janma mritasya cha. His body will die in some time, 10, 20, 30 years, or whatever, even less than that. We don't know that. But there is an expiry date. Everything comes with an expiration date. So Arjuna is asking, Yat Shreya etayorekam tan me bruhi so nishchitam. Yat Shreyasya nishchitam. Same words are used in a different arrangement. But what is the confusion here? He has already taken shelter. He's already hearing. He's asking in the right spirit. And what is that right spirit? Tadvidi pranipate na pariprashnina sevaya. He's asking that not in a challenging spirit, but Bhagavad Gita is all about question and answer. So he's asking Krishna, in chapter numbers previous 3 and 4, you said that the culmination of all work is knowledge. And now in the last verse of chapter 4, if you remember, what did Krishna tell? The last verse of chapter 4, that is text number 42, Krishna said, Tasmad jnana sambhutam hritstham jnana asinatamaham chitvam sanchayam yogam asthito uttishta bharata. Basically, oh Bharata, give up this darkness, give up this illusion, give up these doubts of ignorance with the weapon of knowledge and fight. Get up, uttishta, and fight. So now Arjuna is confused. He's asking, you first said that renunciation is good, right? And then you said you work with devotion. Now I am confused. Basically, Arjuna is acting as a medium to help us understand this topic. Because this is a very common question of a lot of people. They feel the path of bhakti means just to chant Hare Krishna 24 hours. Well, if someone can do that, that's not easy thing. Just is on Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur, the spiritual master of Srila Prabhupada, said, if anyone can come, they can chant 24 hours. All they have to do is stay in the mud, chant. We'll give them food, lodging, everything. All they have to do is just chant the holy name. Guess how many people came? Not many. Because it's not easy. It's not easy for those who chant the holy names. We know it's not an easy thing to chant with consistency, to chant a fixed number of rounds, even 16 rounds regularly every day without fail, in ups and downs. It's not easy. But if you sincerely try, then everything is possible. So now so this is Arjuna's question, and a lot of people have this question. They feel, oh, these brahmacharis, why they gave up their jobs, or why they gave up their education, and they are just parasites to society. They feel like that. Some people feel like that. Well, if someone goes in the brahmachari's ashram and spends a day, then they will understand that their lifestyle, their schedule is like 100 times more busy. Busy for Krishna. This is real yoga. Not busy just for one's own sense gratification, which majority of the people are busy in. What matters to majority of people? How can I enjoy more? What is in it for me? How can my family enjoy more? Or how can my extended family enjoy more? Ultimately, the basis is bodily conception and selfishness. But those who are taking the path of bhakti yoga, they are suhrida sarva bhutana. They are not lazy parasites. They are much more, million times more active and working in devotion. So this is Arjuna's question also, and this is a very relevant question because many people have this question: that what are you doing? Why don't you get a job and do something? Why? But they don't know that the temple is not a useless place, or the sannyasis or brahmacharis are not useless people. They are in fact they are like the doctors of the heart, right? Some people say, why do you need doctors, or why do you need sannyasis or brahmacharis or temples? It's million times more important than having the doctors and the hospitals for the body, because the doctors, they cure the bodily disease, head problems, leg problem, belly problem, whatever, different types of doctors. But who will cure the disease of the heart or the soul, the consciousness? Who will help us to purify? These are the devotees who are working in devotion. And these sannyasis, it's not easy to travel all over the globe. For those who feel traveling is easy, and they may feel, oh, they have a lot of servants, disciples. It's very difficult, very difficult. Was it easy for Prabhupada to travel all over the globe? Her Grace Govinda Mataji was telling how Prabhupada was traveling, and then in the early days, because the money was practically nil, here Prabhupada was traveling from San Francisco, I think going to Canada because of the visa thing, or going to New York. He was traveling alone, and then a 70-year-old person, you can imagine the situation with his stick. He fell down. And there was no one to even help. Multiple times he got heart attack. We know this famous thing in Jaladuta. He was distributing books one time in Delhi, in the peak of the summer. So in the peak of the summer, he was distributing books, and he got a heat stroke and just collapsed. So many like life and death situations. So these sannyasis, these devotees, who may have externally given up the work, but they are doing the best work because it is in alignment with the will of the Lord. They're not acting just for the pleasure of one's own senses. They're acting Rishikena Rishikesha Sevanam Bhaktir Uchate. To serve the master of the senses is the real seva. Everyone is serving their senses, but pure souls, devotees who are working in devotion, they are serving the senses of the master of the senses. And that is real bhakti. That is real yoga. So this was Arjuna's question, and this is a very common question. So So we need to understand what is the need of temple, what is the need of devotees who are actively working in Krishna consciousness. So let's see what Supreme Lord Krishna responds. Anyone wants to read this one? Yes, Vinita, you want to read?
Bhagwan Vacha Sanyasa Karma Yogascha Nirshayasa Karav Uvav Tayostu Karma Sanyasat Karma Yogo Vishyate. The personality of Godhead replied, the renunciation of work and work in devotion are both good for liberation, but of the two, work in devotional service is better than renunciation of work.
Hare Krishna, thank you so much, Tashi. So very, very clear. So the renunciation of work is referring to this sannyasa, renunciation of work. And karma yoga, work, yoga means union. In addition to or adding our Krishna in our lives and then doing our activity, what the Supreme Lord would want us to do, that's basically karma yoga. Not ceasing the work in itself, but doing activities as a via medium, as a servant of the Supreme Lord, because that's our real position. Jivara Swarup hoye Krishna Nityadas, Krishna Tatastha Shakti Bheda Bheda Prakash. So this is, and very, very clear, Krishna is telling both are good, because first of all, we cannot artificially renounce work, right? We discussed this point. Artificial renunciation of work will lead to what? Or premature renunciation. Any guesses, thoughts?
Increase in desires.
Increase in desires. Very good. I mentioned this story. Some people think, chodo ghar bar, chalo Haridwar. Give up home, family, and go to Haridwar. And what they do in Haridwar? In the Dwar of Hari, they're smoking bidi. Or ganja, cigarette, chai, coffee. They may give up one wife, but they are attached to 6 wives. Lust, anger, greed, envy, pride, illusion, right? So what's the use of that artificial premature renunciation? One who is working in devotion. So what will happen? It's a very, very practical formula. Therefore, these stages of brahmachari, grihastha, vanaprastha, sannyas are very nicely designed by the Supreme Lord, based on lot of factors. If one just artificially, at the peak of the youth, one artificially gives up one's risk artificially. A few special souls may even take sannyas at that time, and they may remain a strong sannyasi, which is great, right? But most people, it's not recommended, right? Most people can't do that because most people are attached to, the path of sense gratification. Therefore, to channelize that, Krishna is saying, okay, you join the Grihastha ashram. This is ashram. It's not unrestricted, life like cats and dogs. It's an ashram. Ashram is a place where spiritual culture is always foremost. I really like this definition Prabhupada quotes in the Bhagavatam. I repeat, ashram is a place where spiritual culture is always foremost. And whether it's brahmachari ashram, grihastha ashram, vanaprastha ashram, sannyas ashram, they are all ashram. So in all 4 places, we have to keep the spiritual culture as always foremost in a different capacity, right? Things which a brahmachari will do, a grihastha will not do, and vice versa. They are all meant to do different things. So the point here is premature renunciation is not recommended. Rather, we have discussed this point again and again, and I'll continue to repeat it because this is the essence, and there's a lot of confusion over this point. Renunciation not of work, but to build the spirit of renunciation in our work. Not give up the activity, but give up the desire to enjoy the fruits of the activity for a selfish purpose. That is, see, I am great. I build this house. I got this degree. I am so wealthy. I am beautiful. I am this. iPhone, iPad, me and mine. Right? This is Duryodhana mentality. Could not see anything else better than himself. But Yudhishthir Maharaj was also a king. Duryodhana was also a king. But there's a big contrast in their mindset. One is working for Krishna and one is working for one's own mind and senses. This is the basic, understanding of Bhagavad Gita. Earlier, Arjuna wanted to work on his own mind and senses. I will not fight because of so many 6 reasons he gave in chapter 1. What was the outcome, conclusion? Gandiva shaking, tears flowing, body trembling, and doubt, illusion, confusion, and then lost. But later, Nashta moho smritir labdha. All my doubts are gone. By your clear instructions, smritir labdha, I have attained my wisdom by your mercy. Karishyasi vachanam tvai. I will do what your vachana, what you say will be my command. This is the duty of the disciple. The Guru says, and the disciple follows. And then, what was the outcome? Yet, Yatra Yogeshwara Krishna, Yatra Partha Dhanurdhara, Tatra Shri Vijayo Bhuti Dhruvani Tirma Mama. So wherever there is a disciple, it's not that, okay, Krishna and Arjuna. The point is, wherever there is a sincere disciple, right? Like Arjuna. And wherever there is a bona fide Guru, then there will be certainly victory in every aspect. Because a bona fide Guru means Krishna. There is no difference. He's a pure representative of the Supreme Lord. So here in text number 2, basically Krishna is telling that you must not give up your work. Rather, develop that spirit of detachment. And there are nice verses. Actually, Prabhupada is quoting a lot of verses in this purport, so we can take a few of them. Let's read this section. Anyone wants to read?
Yes. People are mad after sense gratification, and they do not know that this present body, which is full of miseries, is a result of one's fruitive activities in the past. Although this body is temporary, it is always giving one trouble in many ways. Therefore, to act for sense gratification is not good. One is considered to be a failure in life as long as he makes no inquiry about his real identity. As long as he does not know his real identity, he has to work for fruitive results for sense gratification. And as long as one is engrossed in the consciousness of sense gratification, one has to transmigrate from one body to another. Although the mind may be engrossed in fruitive activities and influenced by ignorance, one must develop a love for devotional service to Vasudeva. Only then can one have the opportunity to get out of the bondage of material existence. Hare Krishna.
Thank you so much. So here, jnana is not sufficient, right? Just theoretical knowledge is not sufficient, right? One has to act in the status of spirit soul. Like how many times we have heard this point, we are not the body but the spirit soul, right? Raise your hand if you have heard at least 10 times or 50 times or 100 times, right? In practically every class you will hear 2-3 times, right? But how many of us are actually able to work on that platform? Like, I'm not able to, right? I know myself. I'm trying, but still I fail miserably. Yeah, that means if a person is totally working on the spirit platform, that means that he is not affected by the bodily demands, right? He has conquered one's mind, senses, sleep, eating, everything is connected to Krishna. So, but the point is we are trying. So we have to mature in our practice of spiritual Krishna consciousness. Without Krishna consciousness, very important point, mere renunciation of fruitive activities does not actually purify the heart of a conditioned soul. Therefore, this chapter, the acronym is STEP, STEP, right? Rather than artificially jumping to the, ultimate, give up just everything, right? You have to go step by step. The journey begins step by step. Lord Chaitanya also recommending this, Thane Sthita, that don't artificially give up things. Rather, if one is in Grihastha ashram, one does not need to change one's ashram. Thinking that, brahmachari is better, this is better, that's better. Everyone can be equally Krishna conscious if one has the spirit. Lord Brahma speaks this nice verse. Jnane prayasam udapasyanamanta eva जीवन्ति सन्मुखारितं भवादि विद्वरातं स्थाने स्थिता श्रुतिगतां तनुवान्मनोभिर् ये प्रयासोजितो अपि असि तैस्त्रिलोक्यम्. Someone want to read the beautiful translation of this verse?
I can read it.
Yes, please.
Hare Krishna devotees, and those who, even while remaining situated in their established social positions, throw away the process of speculative knowledge and with their body, words, and mind, offer all respects to descriptions of your personality and activities, dictating their lives to their narrations, which are vibrated by you personally and by your pure devotees, certainly conquer your leadership, although you are otherwise unconquerable by anyone within the three worlds. Hare Krishna.
Very cool. Thank you so much. This is Lord Brahma is telling this prayer. Isn't it beautiful? That one does not. Sthane sthita. Lord Chaitanya also said the same thing. Sthane sthita. Whatever your position is, you be there in Shruti Gatam. Ears. Open our ears to hear about Krishna and step by step move forward rather than jumping. So the first S stands for stay in the world but not of the world. So be like a lotus, right? The lotus has a layer of kind of wax or lamination. Is not affected by the dirt, right? Although he lives in the dirt. That's the beauty of Krishna consciousness. Be in the world but not of the world. I was just hearing His Holiness Radhanath Swami Maharaj was mentioning about the class, and he was glorifying his great Vaisheshika Prabhu. He said from outside, when he entered Vaisheshika Prabhu's home, all the homes were appearing same. You have the same driveway, like same here, right? All the homes appear to be the same, more or less, right? Same driveway, same similar trees, similar walls and bricks and whatnot. But when you enter the house of a devotee, there is completely spiritual vibration, because they are not talking about nonsensical stuff or wasting time and energy in mundane things. Their transcendental sound vibration, the holy name, the Krishna service, chanting, dancing, hearing, feasting, fasting is always going on. And that home is Vrindavan. Then one does not, of course one should, that doesn't mean one should not try to go to Vrindavan, but that home is Vrindavan. Why? Because where does Krishna reside? Naham vasami vaikunthe yoginam hridayeshu va yatra gayanti madbhakta tatra tisthami narada. He's giving the visiting card. I don't reside in Vaikuntha, although he says I reside in Vaikuntha, but Krishna is liar, transcendental liar. Sometimes he lies. He says sarvasya chaham hridhi sannivishtu, but here say I yoginam hridayeshu. I don't reside in their hearts. Yatra gayanti madbhakta, wherever my devotees come together, they congregate and chant Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Tatra tisthami Narada. Oh Narada, I am present there. And where Krishna is present, that becomes Dham, right? And that's a holy place. That home is not just some brick and mortar or wood or plastic or dry walls, whatever. it is a holy dham. And in that way, we can always be in a holy dham. Without giving up, bhakti is not about changing the position. Bhakti is about changing the heart. In Hindi, one devotee, His Grace Mohan Rupa Prabhuji, temple president of East of Kailash temple, said this nice word which really touched my heart. Ki, Paristhiti ko nahi, manosthiti ko badlo. Paristhiti is situation. Oh, how I wish I had that. How I wish I had that. Then I would be happy. Then I will shine. Then I will be very nice. That time will never come. Those who are always trying to change the situations, time will run and then the end will come and they will never be happy. What we have to do is adjust our sails. I read a quote in one of my colleagues' room in office. It a very nice appeal to me, although by some philosopher or someone, that a pessimistic complains about the winds. In a sailing, the pessimistic complains about the winds, and optimistic, is grateful for the winds. But a true person adjusts the sails in whatever. Sukhe dukhe bhule nako hari naam bole dako. Whether you are in a home, in a forest, whether Krishna gives us facilities or we are in austere conditions, whether we are in good health or bad health, young or old, male or female, white or yellow, black or brown, all these are externals. What we have to do is to always remember Krishna. Rather than complaining, oh, why is this not this way? Oh, I wish if this would have been there, or I would have this job, or I would have been in this city, or there would have been temple here, then I would be Krishna conscious, or there would be more devotees, or someone would really wake me up, and all that. All these are, we have to adjust the sails. We have to adjust in whatever situation we are. Sthane sthita, shruti gatam. What is Lord Brahma saying? Sthane sthita, shruti gatam. Mano, Vak, Tanu, Van, Mano. So, is Tanu Mataji there today? What does Tanu mean? Anyone knows? Body, Tan, Man, Dhan, right? We only know Dhan, we forget the Tan. So Tana is basically body. Vak, right? Uvacha, we say uvacha, vaka is words, and mana is mind. So BMW, body, mind, and words. The car BMW, but we have to engage BMW. But rather than engaging our BMW, we are blaming, mourning, and wailing. Why is this not like we have the other BMW, blaming, mourning, and wailing. If this should be this way, my salary should be this, my situation should be this, my wife should be like this, my husband should be like this, my children should be like this, my parents should be like this. We have to adjust the sails. Whatever arrangement Krishna has put us in, He is the Supreme Lord. He knows the best. He has arranged the best thing for us. All we have to do is accept that and engage our body, mind, and words in the service of Lord. The sannyasis hold a tridanda. This is called three. What does three means? Three. And what are the three things? Vak, Mano, and Tanu. BMW. They drive the real BMW. The materialists drive the BMW of blaming, mourning, and wailing. But the sannyasis, the pure Vaishnavas, have the real BMW of engaging one's body, mind, and words, as Lord Brahma is saying. In another verse, Lord Brahma says very, very similar. Tatte nukampam susumikshamano bhunjani vatma kritam vipakam hrid vag vapu. Similar words. Hrid, again, heart, mind. Vag, vani, speech. Vapu. Vapu is also synonym of tanu, means body. So, we have to engage, we have to hear from devotees, from the spiritual master, and engage our body, mind, and words. Not give up the activity, but give up the desire to enjoy the activity, or give up the desire to enjoy the fruits of the activity. Rather, make it as an offering to the Supreme Lord. And then one is liberated. Iha yasya harirdasya karmana manasa gira. Same, see? It's again, very, very similar verse, which Rupa Goswami says actually in the Bhakti Rasamrit Sindhu. Iha yasya harirdasya karmana manasa gira. Same. Karma, mana, and body, mind, and words, actions. Karmana manasa gira. Nikhilasta api avastastu jivan mukta sauchyati. That person is liberated even in this world. That person does not, because such a person does not care. That person, narayana parasarve na kutashchana bibhidyati swarga pavarga narkeshu api tulyat darshana. For such a person, swarga, narka, or back home, back to Godhead, here, like Bali Maharaj in Sutal Loka, very happy, grateful. Because Krishna is always there, right? So Krishna, a pure devotee does not even pray, oh, take me back home. Pure devotee says, only keep me engaged in your bhakti. Nam janmani janmanishwari bhavatar bhaktir ahetuki tvai. Because for such a person, all these things does not matter. That person is always Krishna conscious. Whether in household life, yes, that out of the 12 margins, 7 are in the household life. Bhaktivinoda Thakur was a householder. Prahlad Maharaj, Dhruv Maharaj, Yudhishthir Maharaj, Amrish Maharaj, right? So many, Arjuna, and Srila Prabhupada for the major section of his life, right? So many examples are there. So that's the step. The S for stay in the world. Don't try to change the situation. Try to adjust our sails and align that in direction of with Guru and Krishna. So that will please the spiritual master. And rather than someone feels that this is a nice verse to end this. This is a kind of the essence, and therefore we're spending more time here. Prapanchikataya buddhya hari sambandhina vastuna mumukshu bi parityago vairagyam phalagu kathyate. Yes, Shreya Mataji, you want to read this one? Anyone wants to read? Please raise your hands. I can see if you want. Please. Yes, please. Arundhati Mataji, please read.
When a person's eager to achieve liberation renounce things related to the Supreme Personality of Godhead, thinking them to be material, their renunciation is called incomplete. Renunciation is complete when it is in the knowledge that everything existence belongs to the Lord and that no one should claim proprietorship over anything. One should understand that factually, nothing belongs to anyone. Then where is the question of renunciation? One who knows that everything is Krishna's property is always situated in renunciation. Since everything belongs to Krishna, everything should be employed in the service of Krishna. This perfect form of action in Krishna consciousness is far better than any amount of artificial renunciation by Sannyasi of the Mayavadi school. Thank you, Prabhu.
This is very powerful. What we have to give up anyways? When we were born, how many millions of dollars or cars or properties did we get with us? Anyone? No one. No one brought, right? How many pairs of clothes or shoes we got? No one. When we go empty-handed, when we come empty-handed, but in the middle we claim everything is mine. Everything belongs to Krishna. So what we have to renounce is the corrupted mind that I have something to renounce. That's what Bali Maharaj's wife. Anyone remembers the name? When Bali Maharaj and Vaman Dev's story, who remembers the name of Bali Maharaj's wife? We read that recently. Vindhyavali, right? Vindhyavali came and said the same thing to Bali Maharaj. What do you have to renounce anyways, right? Everything belongs to the Supreme. You think you have given the three worlds to him, it belongs to him only. Who are you to give? Right? If everything belongs to Krishna, he can give us what he wants and he can take the time he wants. Right? So all we have to give up is the tendency or the ownership mentality, that we have ownership over anything, or the proprietorship that, and or something is auspicious, inauspicious. Some Mayavadi people say, oh, like the famous example, Prabhupada disciples, brought that, oh, look at this person, he's look doing like hands like these. They said, don't touch, don't bring me the money. Money is inauspicious. Money is, I won't touch the money, stay away. Prabhupada said, take my picture, put lots of money, dollars, and take my picture like this. Why? Because money is not inauspicious. If you use it for the wrong cause, then it becomes inauspicious. Like electricity, is it good or bad? It's good. Good? It can help us to heat and it can help to cool, right? So let's say one is good, one is bad, right? It can help us to heat or cool. Everyone agrees to that? Now, what does it need? One of His Grace Vashishika Prabhu sent this really nice message, so I want to share this with everyone. He recently shared, so I thought to share that with all of you. Electricity is everywhere, but one can take advantage of it only by making an arrangement. That is, we must channel it through a wire and then access its flow by turning on an electrical switch attached to the wire. Right? Similarly, Krishna is everywhere, but we must stay in contact with him through a specific arrangement. And what's that arrangement? What's that switch? ISKCON. Is Krishna consciousness on? Or is it off? We may be in ISKCON, but sometimes we are off. Our switch is off. Is Krishna consciousness on or is it off? So just by, being, like sometimes you meet people and they say, I'm a life member. I'm not pointing to your Prabhu, but I've met many such people like that. Actually, I'm a life member of ISKCON. But how many times did you chant the Hare Krishna? No, I'm a life member. There are many such people, in India, they got in 10, decades back or something. But is Krishna consciousness on? So we have to approach us through a specific arrangement, the authorized process of sadhana bhakti. Sadhu Sangha Nama Kirtana Bhagavad Shravana Mathuravasa Shri Murtira Shraddhaya Sevan, the 5 core limbs of bhakti. Association of devotees, books, Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavatam, etc., chanting the holy names, doing kirtan, taking Krishna Prasad, deity worship, and that home will become Vrindavan. A, B, C, D, E. Association of devotees, B for books, Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavatam, chanting the holy names. C, diet, Krishna Prasadam, deity worship, and E is entering Vrindavan. These are the core 5 limbs. These will always remain the 5 core limbs because these are not my words. These are the words of Rupa Goswami. Sakala sadhana shrestha e pancha anga Krishna prema janmaye panchir alpa sangha, little association, alpa. One will become great devotee. Krishna prema janmaye. Okay, so we have to do the process of sadhana bhakti, turn the switch on, prescribed by Guru Sadhu Shastra, not self-concocted processes. Flip that switch on today. So we have to turn this switch every day on. So our Krishna consciousness is on. Those whose profession is to work with high voltage, right? Electricity is high voltage. There are risks, electrocution and whatnot. Engage in rigorous training, right? They don't just touch wires here and there. They have a very rigorous training so that they can handle it properly without accident and incident. Devotees similarly receive the ongoing training about how to avoid the 10 offenses, how to sincerely chant, so that they can handle the high spiritual voltage of Krishna consciousness, the holy names, without getting electrocuted. I really like this message. I thought to share with everyone. You didn't even like it? You can put that thumbs up or thumbs down or whatever. So I feel I'm talking to someone. Okay, so some of you are still awake, which is good. So we have some more time, so we can So yeah, Falgu Vairagya. Falgu Vairagya. Anyone knows what is Falgu? You know, from Bihar, right? There's a river called Falgu River. You know that? You've heard? You know what's the secret behind it? Why it's called Falgu? It's a dry river. Outside it's dry, inside the river flows. From the surface, it appears dry. It's very nicely this word Falgu kathyate, Vairagyam Falgu kathyate. Those who artificially give up, oh, this is, no, I don't want this, I don't want this money. Falgu Vairagya, I don't want this, I don't want that. But inside desires, why this person has that, why I don't have that, why me? Inside, lot of things are going on. Outside, acting like a Baba. Outside, one may wear the robes of a sannyasi. Outside, one may put nice tilak and dhoti. But inside, what's going on? Krishna can see, others may not be able to see. That's Falgu Vairagya. That's coming from the river Falgu. So very deep, right? So the river outside appears dry, and inside it's flowing like anything. It's below the surface. Actually, I've been with my grandmother. I remember. You dig the tunnel. They dig like, there are some places they dig like some like 2-3 feet. They scratch the surface. Everything appears. Similarly, when a pure Vaishnava will scratch the surface of such Falgu Vairagis, inside the shallowness will appear. Oh, inside we are such, what is in comes out. Therefore, we see so many tragedies and this and that, because there is no Krishna consciousness inside. One devotee, His Grace Pran Govind Prabhu, was mentioning, I was talking to him a few days back, very, very senior Vaishnava, that Prabhupada prophesied to a very, very big speaker. Nowadays, so many speakers may be very, very famous, YouTube, millions of views, followers, and these so many videos and whatnot is going on. But if one does not have the Krishna consciousness inside, the heart will be shallow. The ability to speak, the glamour, the beauty, all that will fade away. And Prabhupada told this to one person, I forgot the name. And Prabhupada told, he was very famous, like so many in this day and age, so many Babas and this and that, claiming to be this guru, that guru, world guru, Jagat guru, ye guru. Just by claiming oneself, one does not. Guru, the first principle of Guru means attachment to Krishna. That's the fundamental. Sense control. Following Guru Sadhu Shastra, otherwise this high voltage will burn us. Right? If we're not following Guru Sadhu Shastra, self-concocted processes. So Prabhupada told this person, better you take to the Krishna consciousness. Otherwise, this bubble will just pop after some time. Bubble of fame, bubble of followers will just pop after some time. And guess what happened? Prabhupada told him way back, about 50 years back, and his bubble popped up about 10 years back. All lost, caught in scandals and whatnot. And Prabhupada had prophesied that. Isn't that amazing? That if you don't engage in bhakti, then you will be lost. Exactly same thing happened. So very, very deep. So we don't have to be Falgu Vairagis. We have to be, Krishna consciousness is for honest people. Honest means that we are what we are. I am not proclaiming I am a big Baba and big Guru, I'll save you from the... I am also trying. This has been given by my spiritual masters, Srila Prabhupada. Let's take medicine together. I am also struggling. We will help each other. Today, I'll help you. Tomorrow, you help me. We all need each other, sadhu sangha. I have a lot of shortcomings. I'm not saying I am so one should not proclaim one to be what one is not. Rather, one should be honest. Because Lord Chaitanya doesn't like this. There is hope for Patita Pavana. He's Patita Pavana, but he is not Kapati Pavana. Kapati means Falgu. Inside something, outside something. So we should declare our fallen state. Krishna, I'm so fallen. Lust, anger, greed, envy, pride, illusion torment me every day. You help me out. I cannot. Devi Esha Gurmai Mamma Adratya, very, very difficult to overcome. Mame Vya Prapadyanti, I surrender unto you. Now you only can help me to overcome this so many challenges I am going through. So this is and then there'll be certainly mercy. Krishna will help. Let's see the next verse. Now we'll go a little fast because we have pretty much covered the essence of the following verses also. The essence is to not give up the situation, but rather engage in the path of bhakti, and then that is real vairagya. Vairagya, there are two meanings. One meaning is to give up action. One is raga means attachment. Vishishta raga iti vairagya. Vishishta raga. Vishishta means special. Special attachment to Krishna, right? Is real vairagya. What's that verse? Higher taste. You know that higher taste verse? Yeah, sing loudly. Vishaya vinivartante niraharasya dehina rasovarjam rasopyasya param drishtva nivartate. What's the number? 259. Okay, so it's chapter 250. I think I also forgot 56 or 57. 59. Thank you, Prabhu. So higher taste of bhakti. Then the lower taste one will be able to give up. And after all, everything is coming from the Supreme Lord. What is the question of inauspiciousness? Because everything is coming from the Supreme Auspiciousness. There is no question of inauspiciousness. We just have to learn to channelize it through proper training, through Guru Sadhu Shastra. If we don't learn, then we'll be electrocuted. Right? So let's see the third verse. Anyone wants to read this? Prabir Prabhu? Or anyone who's in position?
Right, so I can be Dandavat Pranam, everybody. Jnana Sanitya Sannyasi Jona Desti No Kangshati Nidanda Hi Mahabaho Shukam Bandat Pramuchyate. Translation by His Divine Grace, S.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Jai Srila Prabhupada. One who neither hates nor desires the fruits of his activities is known to be always renounced. Such a person, free from all dualities, easily overcomes material bondage and is completely liberated, O mighty arm Arjuna. Thank you, Prabhu.
Thank you so much, bro. Looks like Nimai also wants to read in his language. Thank you so much. So, Yona dveshti na kanshati. Kansha, desires, right? Akansha, abhilasha, same words. And dvesha, right? Envying or, oh, this is bad. Like hatred towards someone. Oh, someone could have hatred towards, like I gave the example of money. Oh, woman is Maya. If you see the face, then you're gone, right? That's also dvesha, right? We discussed that example also in one of the sessions. Or like work. Oh, don't get married, otherwise you will always be just caught up. Again, dvesha. Or don't get in brahmacharya. It could be anything in life. Or don't do this, don't do that. Ultimately, of course, we have to live as per the Guru Sadhu Shastra. But ultimately, we have to be free from the desires and aversions. They're the two sides of the same coin. Hankering and lamentation. Desire and aversion. Dvesha and kansha. So, if one does not do so, okay, one is basically sthita pragya. These are dvanda. Krishna says, nirdvanda, become free from the dualities. A lot of dualities will come. Desires and aversion is one example. Health and disease, profit or loss, wealth and poverty, old age or young age. A lot of dualities will come, whether it's hot or cool, rainy or sunny. So one has to become fully Krishna conscious, and that person is always a renouncer. because that person is not acting for one's own pleasure. It's acting for loving devotional service. So each and every act is basically aligned with Guru Sadhu Shastra. And what do scriptures say about such a person? Vasudeva Bhagavati Bhakti Yoga Prayojita Janayati Ashu Vairagyam Jnanam Cha Yadahetukam. By rendering devotional service, Bhagavatam 127, 7, yeah, 127. By rendering devotional service, basically Krishna consciousness unto the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Shri Krishna, one immediately acquires causeless knowledge and detachment from the world. That means whatever is not good, one will automatically become detached. The lower taste, one will automatically be able to give up, right? The things which may be very appealing to one in the past, like selfish sense enjoyment or anything which is not aligned, one will naturally be able to give up, because pure knowledge will come, bhakti will come. Janayati ashu vairagyam. Very soon. One does not have to wait for millions of Brahma's years. Very soon. Now, how soon? How soon will it happen? One devotee asked someone question that, bhakti, it says that bhakti means that we'll go back home, back to Godhead very soon. How soon will it happen? So how soon will it happen? So the Prabhu replied that sooner than we expect, later than what we expect, sooner than what we deserve. And it all depends on our sincerity. If we take, how sincerely we take, Krishna will reciprocate accordingly. There's a famous video of Srila Prabhupada. He said that Prabhupada was, and this famous example of Khatavanga Maharaj. Anyone knows in how much time he attained the supreme, liberation, or went back home, back to God? One moment. He held the demigods, and the demigods asked him, okay, how can we reciprocate? He said, just tell me how much time I have left. One moment. He came back, pure samadhi, back home, back to God. So, Parikshit Maharaj, and of course, that does not mean that Antakale Chamami Vasvaran. That also there is a meaning, but those personalities are always practicing, right? It's like, it's not the how much time I left for the exam. Oh, the exam is tomorrow. Okay, let me start studying. Whole year I didn't do anything. And how about I study now? No, it's not like that. They are always Krishna conscious. Then only one can be in the state of perfect Krishna consciousness. Otherwise, we know the mind is like a monkey, will keep running here and there. Oh, 1 minute. Oh, let me go for shopping. And actually, that was asked. This question was asked. What will you do? And maybe some of you can answer. If you think you have only 30 days more to live, somehow, because of what the world is going on end, or due to some other issues, we know that we have only 30 days to live, right? Any responses? Honest responses. What will we do? 30 days to live. Yeah, honest response. Yeah, give honest responses. Any honest responses more?
Enjoy the census trip.
Enjoy, right? Go to all the pick list, whatever could you call it? Bucket list, checklist, whatever. One said take as many take as many credit cards, because the bill will come after 1 month. I'll be gone, right? So no paying of the bill. I can use all the credit cards till the maximum and go to Hawaii and go to Switzerland, or go to, right? Now we went to Hawaii, right? So, or go to anything I want, buy anything, the best of the car, the best of this, the best of, ultimately I don't have to pay. I'll be gone, enjoy. And that's the philosophy actually. That's the philosophy of actually pretty much everyone in this day and age, right? Yavat jivit sukham jivit rinam kritva ghritam privit bhasmibhuta dehasya kim punaragaman bhavit. जब तक जीना है सुख से जी, Rinam kritva, take loan, ghritam pivet, ghee piyo. That means even if you can't afford anything, and that's the philosophy of pretty much everyone in America, right? That's why people are always in debt. Even if you can't afford, oh, loan, right? Beg, borrow, steal, enjoy. Bhasmibhuta dehasya, this deha will anyway bhasmibhuta. Either the dogs will eat or the burn or they put in the ground. Kim punaragaman, who cares? Tomorrow there is no tomorrow. Live life king size. Work hard, party harder. Just do it, enjoy. That's the philosophy. But what did Parikshit Maharaj do? When he was told, the king of the world, he had all the facilities one could ever imagine, right? Kingdom, palaces, gold, all the luxuries. But what did he do? What did he do? Yes. Shrinvatam swakatha Krishna punya tirthani sevana. By engaging in this process of bhakti, which starts with ears, Shravanam, he attained the perfection. He didn't need that, right? He was already a Paramhamsa, right? Born in that culture. In the womb, he got darshan of the Supreme Lord. That's why his name is Parikshit. Right? We know the story we discussed last time. How in the kids' class, I think, the Lord protected him in the Uttara's womb. So he didn't need that. But of course, a devotee always feels, I need more. A materialistic feels, I need more money, right? A spiritualist feels, I need more and more bhakti. I am more fallen. I have a lot of things to overcome. I need more association. I need to study more. I need to do more seva. There's a nice verse in Padyavali. A materialistic gets kicks by counting the green notes with his fingers. A spiritualist gets kicks by counting the japamala on his fingers. Right? The consciousness is different. Right? The mindset is different. One may get wealth. If one's complete absorption is to earn wealth, one will get wealth. There's no big deal. If one is working day and night and the whole absorption meditation is to get wealth, one will get wealth, but temporary wealth. But if one does do mala, then one will get real mala mal, the spiritual wealth, which is eternal wealth, right? So therefore, an intelligent person invests in real wealth. That doesn't mean that we have to give up our jobs, families, or etc. That means we have to nicely balance and not over endeavor and do our dutiful job or for the sustainment of the body, family, etc. in a spiritual spirit of devotion. So let's read one more verse. Anyone else wants to read this one? Sankhya yoga prithak bala pravadanti na panditaha ekam api asthita samyak ubayor vindate phalam. Yes, Aparna Mataji, you can read the translation, please.
Hare Krishna. Only the ignorant speak of devotional service as being different from the analytical study of the material world. Sankhya. Those who are actually learned say that he who applies himself well to one of those paths achieve the results of both. Back to you. Hare Krishna.
Thank you so much, Mataji. So basically, what is this Sankhya Yoga? Sankhya Yoga is analytical study of understanding the difference between matter and spirit. Matter referring to the body or the things in relation to the body, and spirit referring to the soul and things in relation to the supreme soul. Soul and supreme soul, Atma, Paramatma. So by analytical study. And what is basically they are so one is karma. Karma basically means action, right? It could often be used as fruitive work, or sometimes it is said to be the cycle of action and reaction. And then there is the prescribed action also, that one cannot act, one cannot live without acting. But what does karma yoga mean? Karma yoga means link. Okay? Yog in Hindi, yojan or yug. What is that word? Do do is char, right? They say in Hindi like this. Yog means addition, to join. So to sum our action in connection to the Supreme Lord is Karma Yoga. And step by step, we will move from Karma Yoga to Nishkam Karma Yoga. So in the initial phase, one could say, okay, I will do 90% for myself, 10% for the Lord. But there is some connection. As one matures, one will become completely Nishkam Karma Yoga. 100% for the Supreme Lord. That means, in the sense that it doesn't mean that one stops eating, you'll only just offer food, or that stops breathing. But ultimately, the point is complete attachment to Krishna, and or working without detachment and giving the fruits of the action to the Supreme Lord. And culmination of Nishkam Karma Yoga is transcendental Buddhi Yoga, or this Jnana Yoga. Jnana is knowledge. Sankhya is analytical knowledge, matter and spirit, body and soul. So ultimately, and the Jnana Yoga, one who's completely absorbed, one need not do prescribed action. But that stage is not any Tom, Dick, Harry can achieve that. That's not something like we just mentioned about. One who can understand the difference between body and soul, not just theoretically, but internalize it, right? That person does not need to do prescribed action. Like Rishabdev, like the great sannyasi at the very, very end of their life, like Rishabdev was in the Bhagavatam, it comes, he is like he's like a Paramhamsa or Avaduta. Avaduta means one cannot understand one's activities. It is mentioned in the Bhagavatam that he was loitering in his own stool. Rishabdev. But he's not an ordinary person. His stool would be fragrant up to 80 miles. Fragrant up to, not bad smell. It would be fragrant up to 80 miles. People would throw stones at him. He would not complain. Because people can't understand. Same with Jada Bharat. He gave up the prescribed action. But he was totally on the level of body and spirit. So one does not need to immaturely do that. And even if one is, like Srila Prabhupada, one still has to do for setting the right example that we said in chapter 3. To set the right example. Mahajano yena gata sapantha. Because ordinary people will imitate, will try to duplicate the activities of great souls or the leaders. So even if one is in that state, one should act in the spirit of devotion. And then there is no difference. Jnana Yoga, Karma Yoga, eventually culminating to Nishkam Karma Yoga. There is no difference. Only a person who ignorant will speak as different. But ultimately, a mature person understands what is the real thing. The real thing is to act in the spirit of devotion with proper knowledge. And knowledge will come. We just read Vasudeva Bhagavati Bhakti Yoga Prayojata Janayati Ashwa Vairagyam Jnanam Chayat Ahetukam. So Gyan and Vairagya are the two sons of Bhakti. They will naturally come if one sincerely renders the path of Bhakti Yoga. Is it getting too much? Maybe let's take some reflections. I don't want to just keep speaking. So let's take some reflections so we can, do some maybe discussion in the last few minutes, some questions or anything struck you, anything not clear, anything very clear, anything really you liked, or anything you really hated, dvesha, akansha. So let's talk about some thoughts here in the last 8 minutes we have. Anyone wants to say something?
Hare Krishna Guruji, Tanot Pranam. It's a very, very nice correct, Prabhuji. So many self-realization points that you have to consider, especially the BMW one. It's definitely, and especially in the morning when I hear such a powerful class, I feel like what things I have to change, or at least what things I have to look forward to consider to change my lifestyle. It's very, very inspirational, Prabhuji, in the morning, and you explained it very nicely there. That's one point which got stuck to me, and also I don't remember the point, the Sanskrit word, but Yukta Vairagya, something Vairagya, about one of the Vairagya point you mentioned.
Falgu Vairagya.
Falgu Vairagya. And it was so true, Prabhuji. It's like we think that, at least for me, sometimes I feel like I don't want to get it, but deep in my mind, it's like, oh, why not let me just try it out, um, and get out of it, right? So even though I don't want to get it, but my mind says like, okay, try it out and keep going on. And it doesn't stop at one thing. You try one thing, you get used to that, and you try, there will be a new thing come in, and you try it. So it's, you basically, even though outside I don't want to get it, but deep in my heart I keep trying new things. Like, I'm in the desire mode always. So which is just something that I have to work and kind of move away from it. And I kind of correlated to the point that example that you gave me about preparation for an exam. It's, if you prepare for that final moment, you can't really get out of it. It's something that you have to prepare from the beginning to get to that final stage. So that's something that kind of struck me throughout the lecture, Prabhuji. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Prabhuji, for sharing your wonderful reflections. And that's so true, actually, because we're all trying, we're all in this journey of sadhana bhakti. And if we sincerely try, yes, desires may be there, they are there, that's why we're in this material world. But we sincerely try our best, then Krishna will help. Thank you. Anyone else wants to say something? Or correct anything I misspoke, so feel free to correct based on Shastras, or anything stuck you. Who remembers the electricity point?
I remember the BMW also.
BMW everyone wants. So easy to remember, right? Very nice. Good. Anyone else wants to say something or any questions in the last 5 minutes? Arundhati Mataji wanted to speak.
Yeah, this verse from this chapter so far you taught us that we all have desires, but we have to limit our desires. We should be happy whatever Lord Krishna gave us. If you ask beyond that, then our mind will not be purified. It never can be purified because you're always wanting more and more. It's endless. It's like beyond, like Akasha. Your desire always going to be higher and higher. So be happy whatever Lord Krishna gave, and then you can follow his footsteps and we just pray to his lotus feet every day, that even this class that he gave us today, it is from his blessing that we have this class today.
That's what Lord Brahma said. Whatever situation we are in, be happy and chant Hare Krishna and be happy. Right? Because there is enough for everyone's need, but not enough for one man's greed. So that's what Lord Vamandev also said. If you're not happy with what you have, and even if you get the 3 worlds, one will not be happy. Right? When he asked for 3 steps of land, Valinath said, why? Why don't you have a big bungalow, big mansion, nice wives, nice gifts, gold, jewelry, some deer skin. What do you want? I'll give a gold kamandalu for your begging bowl. I can give a lot of gold. So, no, I'm happy with 3 steps. Because my 3 steps can cover everything. He didn't say that. And yes, a very nice point. So Hridvag Vapu, we discussed that. It's a very important point. Bhakti means I missed that point earlier. Bhakti means active devotional service. We have to engage our mind, words, senses. Our process is not just to sit at one place. Our process is to active our Krishna consciousness movement. Movement means we should move. Move our mind and senses. Move our legs, move our hands. Because we are not at that Paramhamsa level. We like Jad Bharat. Therefore, we should actively engage. And that's actually love. Because let's say, Prabhuji, I say, Ravi Prabhu, you are my best friend, you are my this, you are my that. I really love you. I'll do anything for you. And Prabhuji said, can you get a glass of water? I'm really thirsty. No, I'm very busy. I'm busy. Can you get yourself? And what kind of love is that? You can't even get a glass of water for me and you're just saying big flowery words. Right? So, love means to serve, basically. Love means to serve. What is the goal of life? What's the goal of life? Krishna Prema. How will we attain Krishna Prema? Right? By actively serving Him, by hearing about Him. Right? When we hear, what do like let's say someone loves cricket fans or Hollywood stars, Bollywood stars or wrestling stars, what do? They hear about them, right? Oh, what's their favorite food? What do they do? What's their routine? What do they do? What do they like? They will watch their movies or songs or whatnot, and then they will develop more attraction. They will have a group of forum, right? Where everyone will talk about that personality. And that's the same as ISKCON. We have that forum to talk about Krishna, to associate with like-minded people who are aspiring for the same goal. It's a real goal of life. That will really help us to get out of the cycle of birth and death. Then we dovetail our lifestyles to understand what the beloved likes. Oh, Krishna likes this fruit. Oh, I'll serve. Oh, Lord Chaitanya likes mango. Oh, banana. Narsimdev likes mango. And like that, what Prabhupada likes. Because if you love someone, then you would like to know what they like. Not what I like and I'll feed this person, Ravi Prabhu this because I like to eat. Oh, he doesn't. Let's say he hates sweets, for example. I like sweets, but I'll give him sweets because I like. That's not love. Love means to know. Love means to serve. Love means active engagement through body, mind, words. So this is our love for Prabhupada means to please him by what he would like us to do. Therefore, we are sharing first our own sadhana, first our own association of devotees, then sharing this by distributing books, by distributing prasadam, by having a nice community spirit centered around Krishna. This will certainly please him. This is our love for Prabhupada. This is our love for Krishna. This will awaken more and more love for him. That's love. Not just, no, let's just sit and just shanti, shanti, shanti. This is Mayavadi, shanti, shanti, shanti. Nothing, no action. Okay, so let's start to share that point. Anyone else? So I think it's time, so we'll pause here and those who are very shy, you can share in the typing. I know one of my friends likes to type than to speak. So you can type in the group if you can. That would be nice. It's always nice practice. After Shravanam, we should, like a cow eats and then what do you call regurgitation? Regurgitate. And then the जुगाली करते हैं चलती रहती है तो ऐसे हमें भी सुना है जो सुना whatever we do Shravanam whole day we should do jugali we should keep chewing that and then absorption will happen. Hare Krishna. Bhagavad Gita Upanishad ki jai. Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
Yeah.
Jai.
Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
There you go. Very cool.
Hare